Everyone, I realize it's been a while since I've done a video update on my scoliosis spinal surgery, and just a few days ago, about a week ago, I hit the 2-year mark officially as to when I had my surgery. And I figured I might as well do a 2-year update and give you guys an update on how it's been for the past 2 years since the surgery and how I've been doing and whatever. So it's been a long 2 years. I would say that a lot's happened in 2 years that I didn't necessarily expect would or could have happened after having the surgery. So, if you watched my other videos, you know that I've had the titanium rods put in pretty much across my entire spine, and it was painful. I was in the rehab for about a week, which I guess was relatively quick, and I was in a brace after that for another 2-3 months roughly. Couldn't really do much while I was in the brace, but I started working about a month and a half after the surgery, started driving about a month after the surgery, and then about 3 to 4 months after that, once I got out of the brace, I was pretty much back to normal living, as in doing what I kind of been doing, going to work, that type of stuff. I mean, it did take a little bit of time for me to fully get back onto a 40-50 hour schedule at work. By, let's say, September, October, I was back to normal, quote unquote. Now, when I say normal, I don't necessarily mean I was back to where I was. No, I wasn't. Honestly, I don't know if I'm still recovering or if I'm going to be where I'm at permanently. I mean, it's tough to tell. See, I went to the gym starting September. I had the surgery in May. Starting in September of 2017, started going to the gym, working out, and trying to, something like that. But that was tough. I remember when I was doing that, my back hurt like a mother. It was painful and just miserable. And for a very long time, it wasn't actually until fairly recently, a couple months ago, that my back hurt almost all the time. It got stiff, it just hurt. I mean, if I did any sort of upper body exercising or even any sort of physical laborious work, it would hurt. Like for example, I was doing some construction work and I would have to take a day off after I did 1 day of average work, so to speak. It was rough. And throughout the year and a half roughly, that, it was just like, there were some days where I just knew I was worthless. Dog in the hotel room, he's coughing up a storm there. Anyways, I knew that it would just be like, couldn't do stuff some days, and well, I at that point in time I knew that was the way it was going to be, and I lived with it. And it wasn't until recently I started going back to the gym again. I took a bit of a hiatus, so to speak, from the gym, just because I didn't feel like I was making any progress, because I did hurt after I was at the gym, and I was doing a little bit of more laborious work outside of the gym, just working on my house, working on cars, working on my parents' farm, that type of stuff, and doing all those things, my back would hurt. It would be up in the upper section here. It would get stiff in the lower section. It would just hurt. I would have to lay down, sleep, be a little bit better. I also had problems just sitting. I mean, I have a corporate office job where I sit all day. And I mean, I get up, stand up, take a break, take a little walk around the room. But even with that, back stiffens up, feels that was no good. I do extensive amounts of driving, and just sitting in a car, regardless, it's just gonna get stiff on you, and it's gonna be painful. You're gonna have to get up, walk around, lay down, something, just to get yourself back to feeling okay to where you can drive again. And it's just the way it is. But what's interesting is it wasn't until recently where I was doing a lot more rigorous work, but I was telling myself, I can go into a whole thing of, oh, you need to do your mental headspace, you need to do your meditation or praying or whatever you're into. I mean, that stuff works. It really does. And that's part of the thing that actually helped me get to where I'm at now. It also helps to exercise because you need to be getting up, getting out, and doing something, because those muscles will tighten on you. And once they tighten up on you, they are going to be a bitch to deal with. Like, you're just not going to want to do anything. So lately I've been doing some more laborious work, working out at the gym as well on top of that. And I've noticed that it's really, my back doesn't really hurt. I mean, driving still hurts. Doing very specific things will cause it to hurt, but it's not like where I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm gonna die, something like that. Not anymore. And that's great. That's good. That's progress. I wouldn't say I'm there yet, because I feel like I could get some more strength in my back to do stuff, like lifting heavy objects off the ground. They say, oh, don't use your back, which is true. You shouldn't if you can avoid it, but sometimes you need to. And to a certain point, I can go down, lift with my back, and I don't feel like those rods are going to snap in half or something like that, because that would be a nightmare. Tell you what, that would be like Armageddon or something. I don't know, just bad. But I'm making progress, and I think I'm going to continuously make progress. And if I just, mental thing, physical thing, and a positive attitude, you're going to be like, I'm doing good. Of course there's going to be limitations, but that's okay. You're going to have limitations with your condition, because that's just the way it is, Born with it, or got it somehow. You have it, and you deal with it, and you say, you know what, I'm fighting every day. People don't know I'm fighting, but I'm doing what I can every day, and I know that. My family knows it, my friends know it. It's great. Good as can be. There is one thing that I'd like to mention, that is, for whatever reason, my legs are completely shot. Muscles along my calves, above my feet, even my knees, my entire leg system, they just hurt. They hurt all the time. Hurt before surgery, hurt after surgery. There ain't much that's happening right now. That might be a separate issue I need to deal with at some point in time. But it sucks. So that's where my pain is now, for the most part, which sucks because legs are pretty useful. With that being said, there are a few things, like I mentioned earlier in the video, that absolutely killed me. So I flew out to Europe over the winter, and as the first time on a flight since my surgery. I mean, I've flown quite a bit prior to surgery, and I don't remember it being too bad, but man, it was rough. The seats are not comfortable. If you're some super rich person that can afford first class and those seats lay all the way back down and all that fancy, great for you, but some of us are dirt poor and can't afford anything but economy, if that. Point being, if you're in economy, it's gonna suck. You're gonna be in a tight, crammed ass seat that isn't comfortable. You're not gonna be able to recline, if any. You're gonna be up straight, jammed in there all like fucking sardine or something, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. I'll tell you what. Your back's gonna get stiff, and I mean, that's just what to expect. Sorry. Maybe you'll have better results. If you do, please let me know, and good for you. But for me, it just sucked. I like flying, I like traveling, and it's just something I'm gonna have to deal with once I do more of that. So another thing is, if you do any sort of laborious work, that gets easier over time if you just exercise your muscles and build them up. Now, I personally lost about 15 pounds after or during my surgery, and I've honestly been continuously struggling to put those pounds back on. I don't know why. It's just been a struggle to put that back on and get back to my original weight. I don't know why, but I guess it is what it is. Point being, if you continuously work and eat well, your body is gonna become quote unquote stronger, which includes your back, which includes muscles along your back, which will make you feel better. because, you know, if the muscles are stronger, they're not going to hurt as much. I mean, of course, you're going to have nerves and bones and stuff like that, but the point is, the muscles do have a big portion in the pain department, so to speak, which is fine. You know, can't have everything perfect. I mean, it still hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much. A few other notes are the fact that in terms of self-confidence or visually, significantly better. I mean, I personally, I still have my shoulder still sticks out quite a bit, and it doesn't stick out as much, which is good, but it still sticks out, and you know, it is what it is. But I'm standing up straight. I'm not as lopsided as I used to be. I used to be like that, or like this, whichever way it was. But now my shoulders are pretty level with each other, which is great. You know, I stand up straight, and you know, it makes me feel better. You know, more self-confidence, etc., which is extremely important. And it's a major plus. I mean, I walk around sometimes, I think about it, I'm like, man, I'm standing up straight, I'm standing up tall, and I feel good. You know, something like that. You just have to remember that, because sometimes you're like, man, why did I do this? And then, you know, plenty of reasons why you did do it, and pros and cons, of course, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, overall, 2 years, I'm glad I did it. I'm very happy that I did it. You know, a few things along the way that kind of suck, but if you're going to go for it, you should absolutely do it. If you have the opportunity, do it. A few other things I will point out is your back still is a bit sensitive. I mean, I personally need a special bed to sleep in, special pillow. I have to use a body pillow and an extra pillow to sleep for me to feel comfortable at night. If I don't have that, like right now I'm in this hotel room, forget about getting comfortable when I sleep. It's just not going to happen. You know, some chairs, they're just going to flat out suck. Like this chair here, it's, you know, this back that's about here, and that's right where my shoulder blade is. So it's like digging into the underneath of my shoulder blade, and it just is painful. So I got to use this pillow. And then other situations, like sitting on a couch, you're like, ugh, and then that puts a whole lot of strain on your neck because you just want to relax it. You can't bend your back to lean on the couch, so it's like, you know, you just slide on the couch. It's a disaster. Not comfortable. Couches suck. I don't really sit on couches anymore because of this. Slightly a bit of an issue, but you know, it is what it is. You deal with it as you go. You know, so it's life, but you know, you're just gonna learn to adapt to some stuff, and over time, it's like half the time you don't even realize you've had surgery. That's a lie, but you can kind of make yourself think that. And you know, it's not even that bad. You know, like right now I'm sitting, you know, I've got to use this pillow, but it's relatively comfortable to be sitting here with this pillow. You know, pretty comfortable chair. I can lean in the chair and it doesn't hurt my back. That's pretty good. Another thing I'll point out is a lot of people have probably experienced this if you're watching this as a fellow operation survivor versus someone who's about to have this. Your nerves, you know, they get cut up and damaged and whatnot. Those don't heal. At least they didn't for me, and most of them probably won't heal for you either. So certain parts in your body are very sensitive. Like my torso, for the most part, very sensitive. If someone wants to give me a hug, it's not very comfortable. Like, you know, if someone wants to, you know, just touch me anywhere on my torso, not comfortable, especially around my waist. It's bad. Right here, like I can barely touch myself without feeling extreme amounts of discomfort. Not good. And it's just gonna be the way it is, you know, if you're like a, I don't know, you know, like a, you know, like if you're fooling around with someone, for example, and they want to start like touching your body or something, just, you gotta tell them you can't do it. I mean, it may get weird, but that's the way it is, you know. Oh well. And that, honestly, that sucks. Because like, if someone comes in and gives me a huge slap on the back, like, good job, brother, that's fucked. Because it's painful. You know, give someone a big slap on the back was a bit aggressive, but you get the point. It's not comfortable. And then your back does hurt. Mine at least does. And it's like, in some situations you can't tell people because it just makes the entire situation awkward. At least I don't, because I'm like, I don't go like, oh man, you can't. But it's like half the time you don't even know these people. So you just live through the pain, you go home, lay down for a minute, you're good to go. One thing I have noticed, I do have a lot less energy than I've had before. May not hurt, but I just don't have as much energy. Like, just less energy. I don't know. If you're experiencing the same issue as someone who's had this operation, let me know, because that's something I'd want to look into, because it's like, really, the body's working harder to deal with this even 2 years down the road, and because of that, it just doesn't have energy for the rest of the body to do activities or, whatever, which sucks. But anyways, that's about as much as I can think of at the moment. Now, I'm going to show you my scar and how that looks after 2 years. But before I do that, if you have any questions or comments, or just want to talk about it, or talk about, how your journey's been, or whether or not you should do it, I would always say consult a doctor. That's important. Consult your family and friends. And lastly, consult other people who have had the surgery. Like me, for example, I'm going to open a book. If you want to talk to someone, hit me up. Just leave a comment or private message me on the YouTubes, and I can send you my phone number or whatever, and we can have a discussion about it. I'm free to talk about it. It's a very big decision that a person has to go through, think about, and do. And it's sometimes going to be scary. I mean, you think about it and you're like, it really is life-changing, because you have to change a whole lot of stuff that you do in your life because you can't bend or twist your spine. I mean, it's like you're sitting in a chair and drop a pencil. I mean, it's like you have to drastically, do all this stuff, get your whatever that fell on the ground, and people look at you and it's like, bro, just bend over and pick it up. Being so dramatic for them, it's like, just living my life. But it's not the worst thing ever. It's relatively accepting. People are. But let me show you this scar and talk about that for a second. I do apologize a bit if I didn't come as adequately prepared with my camera setup. Sitting here at the hotel, I figured I got some time, might as well shoot this video real quick, because I know I didn't do one for a year. So anyways, here's me standing up straight, not too bad, not too shabby. You can slightly notice a little bit with the shoulders. Let me not look at the camera, but directly in front of me, so this is a pretty normal, comfortable position. Get my shoulders back up. Biggest thing that I notice is the head tilt. The head is not tilted or pointing in the right direction, if you can see that. See, I like to keep my head crooked, but my head is not crooked. And that's just a mental, psychological thing associated with the fact that I've been, growing up like this, and now I want to be straight, and it's a bit difficult to change that if you've been doing it for 20, 19 years. So you can see the shoulders are relatively okay. You can see it a little bit with this one right here, but it's not that bad. So like I said, here's that shoulder blade that's sticking out, and it's noticeable. I mean, it really is, but it is not as bad as it was before, so I'll take it. On this side, you can definitely see it. It's very, very visible, but it's just the way it is. Now here we have this scar here. Do a close-up on it. Still very visible. After 2 years, still there. A little sensitive to touch, but not bad. And then we have the main scar, through here, and it's sensitive. Like, I don't have any feeling here. Here I have feeling, and it's just, man, it's not comfortable. It really isn't. But as you can see, the scar is still visible, and that's okay. It's makes you unique in a sense. There's nothing wrong with that. But one thing I will say, showering sucks. I mean, you can't get, halfway through because, can't, just, it's a pain in the ass. Washing my back, pain in the ass, sucks. But you gotta do what you gotta do, and it is what it is. But I'm not scared to go out with the shirt. I mean, I'll admit, the shoulder sticking out, it makes me a little self-conscious because the back's a little, but the scar itself, I mean, you can see it. Not too worried about it. It's like, yeah, I'm unique. Me. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was somewhat informative, somewhat useful. And again, feel free to reach out because it's a tough decision and it's scary. It really is. I mean, I'll admit it. It's a lot. So, good luck. And if you've just had it, just know that it gets better. You just need to mentally work on it and physically work on it, and you will get there. I'm proof of it.